an air freight network, we believe that we must leverage the network design to make a real difference in the industry. In our agency list, you will be able to see which agents are into air-air transshipments, for example, or who are neutral wholesalers, or the ones that are IATA certified. We are very particular about not welcoming agents that are not relevant to our industry. When people start off their careers in air freight forwarding, they could imagine that an air freight forwarder's function is not only to buy from airlines, but also to see to it to create new connections for shippers and consignees, for customers to get a cheaper and or a faster connection. If you only are running around the market selling airline rates, then you merely function as a reseller of an airline. That's not why we are here. To be able to make something special, let us study what airlines are not able to perform and try to position ourselves there where we are able to provide a specific service. An airline normally picks up at origin station, brings cargo to their hub, then transships it to the final destination. At final destination, the airlines must terminate. They are unable to connect cargo at destinations where they do not operate as a hub. So that means no chance to connect with another airline without a customs transshipment process. This is where we, as air-air transshipment providers, can come in. The ability to work with partners that air-air transship at a global level means we can all create connections that airlines are unable to do due to the fifth freedom right limitations. We come across an interesting kind of air freight specialist, one that focuses their work on air transshipments with multiple carriers. These are agents that create cheaper multiple connections with multiple carriers, something that's impossible to do with a single carrier. We profile agents with this particular icon that you can see on the lower right corner. This signifies that the agent is capable of handling transshipments, and you should explore in your meetings together to create these connections. There are known transshipment hubs in the industry. Typical hubs can be found are Singapore, Dubai, Miami. Non-typical hubs can be found in South Africa, New Zealand, Amsterdam, for example. There are certainly many more. In our agency list, you will be able to identify the air providers who can frequently and who you can frequently inquire rates with. Who would have thought that sending cargo from India to South Africa for final destination in Sao Paulo would be cheaper than a single carrier via the Middle East, for example? These are just, again, examples which need to be discussed into more details when you have a meeting with your partner. Or sending cargo via New Zealand to Chile on off-peak perishable seasons would also be cheaper than a single carrier. Or sending cargo from Asia via Amsterdam and transship it there for South America, for example. Here are an initial list of air providers you may want to inquire with. Transshipment providers to us are companies that can perform air transshipments no longer than 2 days. It's worth exploring the development of base loads into these hubs as a channel to add to other destined cargo to consolidate with. We will be featuring area providers regularly in our bulletins. If you have a specific air capability or a success story, please share them with us, and we'll be happy to distribute that amongst the group. The challenge to forwarders is to do proper research on which hub providers to use on an ongoing basis as you come across market opportunities. Please make use of our agency list. Again, all providers can be found in there. The challenge for air providers is to be able to create a tariff for network partners to understand the service better. Consider making an origin tariff for export-oriented rates and a destination tariff for import-oriented rates. Next time you meet an agent, you may want to be able to present both. Another difference in our agency list is that we profile air freight forwarders according to neutrality. Neutral companies strictly serve forwarders only. This neutral market is more mature in the sea freight consolidators industry, where consolidators offers rates to freight forwarders on a prepaid and collect basis. In the air freight sector, however, the wholesale neutral market is normally only on a prepaid basis. If you only serve prepaid, then you don't really need a network. All you need is the access to the airlines. But if you want to offer import air freight rates through your neutral partners, you will need a neutral network to work with to buy rates from airlines at origin. This is where GAA comes in with a global network at your disposal. Our intention for the wholesale market is to be able to connect wholesale forwarders, to offer import rates to forwarders and customs brokers that already have access to shipment information. Being an IATA certified agent is not a requirement for our membership, although we do encourage our members to get certification from IATA. It's very important for us that we identify IATA agents in our agency list because these signify direct airline access and are invested in the industry. The reason why we do not require IATA certification for membership is because we want to be able to attract air freight forwarding companies that are import-oriented and have business. And lastly, one very important aspect to our agency list is that we do not accept pure GSAs or pure ground handling companies as we see no relevance to the air freight forwarders. We're clearly an air freight network for air freight forwarders only. That concludes me for this morning. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for coming to Thailand once again. And I'd like to call on Mark Miller to take over the reins here at the stage. Thank you very much.